Hey guys, welcome back to episode 2 of Building a Diorama series, and today we're going to be talking about blueprints or getting your ideas out on paper to help you out when it comes time to actually start building that diorama. Not everybody uses blueprints, that's fine. I tend to do it to just help myself out, and it gives me a good visual aid as I'm working on it. Now, I start off by using either loose leaf or plain printer paper, sketching something out that I want to do, such as kind of this little Batman animated series idea that I have here, and then transferring it over to bigger sheets of paper that are kind of the height or width of what I want the actual diorama to be, so I can kind of get an idea of what I'm looking at. So for instance, I'm not sure if you guys can see over here, but this is kind of a side panel that I was thinking of doing. If the brickwork would go all the way, this would be the ceiling or the roof up here. And this would just be a flat piece that you could lay on a tabletop and put like Spider-Man or something so it looks like he's climbing up. Now, when you're doing blueprints, don't do them thinking, okay, every blueprint that I make or every design that I make is going to be something I'm going to create. You may create them later down the road, or you may change it and you may come up with something better or different than when you originally thought. This would be something that I'm probably going to do later down the road. I have a few other dioramas that I have lined up to do, which one's going to be a sewer diorama for a friend of mine. One's going to be a street diorama for a friend of mine. I have a temple diorama that I'm trying to finish up. And then, of course, I'm going to be working on a couple Batman animated series dioramas. But what do you need in order to kind of do your blueprint? And really, all you need is a pencil, maybe a pen if you want to darken your lines, a good eraser, pencil sharpener, of course. Highly recommend you get yourself an electric one that's either battery operated or plugs into the wall. It'll save you so much gripe. You may need some parts out of a compass set. You're going to need a ruler of many different sizes depending on what it is you're going to do. Once you have all your material, of course, paper being included with that, you want to kind of have an idea of what it is that you want to draw or make a blueprint of in order to kind of guide you when you're doing that diorama. Now, the future episodes, we're going to be working kind of on the Batman animated series blueprints here. But I do have an idea of something I want to do in the future. And that's actually, I want to make some at least cage doors or a full cage. Kind of like a lock-up idea to lock some figures up in a future diorama that I want to make. Now, you've got a couple options. You could just go online and buy something like that. You could find somebody that does dioramas and buy from them. Or you can create it yourself. Now, I happen to see at our local Save on Foods kind of a gimmick gag / fun little unique thing. And if I have a picture of it, I'll post it at the end of the video here. But basically, it's like a big cage that you can put multiple cell phones in, and then you can lock the front doors up on it. It's kind of like a jail cell for a phone. It's fairly large, and it's big enough that you could actually probably fit multiple action figures in it. I thought about buying it, but then I kind of said, I can make that myself. Because recently, when I was actually doing the first episode for this particular series, I pulled out a ton of stir sticks. If you're not sure what stir sticks are, they're basically long, thin popsicle sticks. And I went, hey, those would be the right length to build a cage or just build some cage windows, doors, whatnot. So, what I'm going to do today with you guys is show you real quick how you can do that. I'm going to do it out on the white paper here. I might go over to a bigger size paper and size it up at a later date, but this is just more so just to get it on paper and out of my head. I find that if I can get it out of my head, I don't have to worry about thinking about it anymore, and I can come back to it whenever I want to. So let's get started. I'm just going to do a quick sketch. I'm not going to really use any rulers right now. I'm just going to kind of get an idea of what it would look like. So just kind of doing a basic square here. And let's see if it's a set of doors. We're going to put a bracket down the middle here. And of course, we're going to need the anchors on the sides. Now, if I was doing this to scale, what I would do is I'd actually measure out how thick those stir sticks actually are. And then I'd be using the ruler or a stir stick itself and just drawing the lines on here. But again, this is just kind of a idea phase to kind of get an idea of what I want to do. Now I've got a couple options I could do when I'm doing, because these are going to be doors. I could either have the slats that are going across this way in front of the other pieces, or I can have them behind. Thinking that if I had them behind, then I would have more spots to glue the longer ones. Now, for the sake of this episode, I'm just going to draw in some rough lines here. These doors are probably big enough that I'd be putting 3 of these in, just to kind of get an idea. Sorry, I'm just getting over a cold, guys, so if I start coughing, I do apologize. But you can kind of get an idea of what I'm going at here. And then what I'll normally do is I'll make some lines here to kind of give me an idea of how long I want, or how tall or whatnot that I want the actual framing to be. So if we're saying we're going to take a 1/12 scale action figure, if you're not sure what 1/12 is, it means every 1 is 12 inches. So every 1 inch is 1 foot. So it makes it really easy. And a 1/12 scale figure means that most figures are within the 6-inch range. Some figures may be smaller than that. Some figures may be larger than that. Great example is if you collect Marvel Legends. If you pick up one of the more recent Wolverine figures, he is going to be about 5.5 inches. Let's use Scott Summers as an example. Beside him, he would be at the 6-inch. And then if you use like Cable or Bishop or Sabretooth, I'm trying to think of any of the big Build-A-Figures like Apocalypse, Juggernaut. Those guys are going to be 7 or plus inches with that. So you have to realize that if you're going to be making something like this as a jail cell for, like, say, the Juggernaut figure, it's going to have to be a real big jail cell. For most figures, if you did this at, let's say, 8 inches, and then if you did, let's say we're going to make this square and make it easy, 8 inches this way, the doors would be 4 inches each. And then, of course, if you're doing the whole thing, you would draw out the back walls and the ceiling and all that great stuff. And you would do it all up that way. But it kind of gives you a rough look at what it's going to look like when you build it. Anyway, guys, that was episode 2 of building a diorama series. And like I said, today is just talking about blueprints. I hope that you liked this short, sweet video. If you did, please click on the like button down below. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I'm going to have more episodes about building dioramas. Check out my previous videos and my diorama videos that I have on my channel here. Make sure you click on the notification button so you can get notified when I have some new content coming out. And as always, guys, stay nerdy.